Thanks for having us here, and thank you for coming to listen to poetry on this rainy afternoon. I think it's no longer rainy. So my mother language is Arabic. I grew up in Lebanon, but I write in English. And so this poem is kind of about that. And for those of you who don't know, there's a reference in this particular poem to Sheikh Imam. Sheikh Imam was an Egyptian singer and composer who often sang the Egyptian colloquial poetry of Ahmad Fuad Nagm. So it was very heavy political satire kind of stuff. So this is him. I refer to him in this poem. This is called Broken Ghazal, Speak Arabic. I write in English the way I roam foreign cities, full of streetlight and betrayal, until I find a coffee shop that speaks Arabic. If we were born in the cities we long for, love, Paris, Prague, New York, what languages would they have taught us to speak? Arabic says the best singers are the peddlers. And the Quran, would it still lift us if it didn't speak Arabic? Sure, there's always Lenin. But I wonder if we would have found Sheikh Imam, who reminds us the wound is awake and love speaks Arabic, who reminds us no one can colonize a river, and the tyrant is always afraid of the poet, especially if she speaks Arabic. They say people who grow up in two languages have stronger memories, and they can hear the birds on the balconies speak Arabic, and they know a mountain of orange life jackets looks like spring, though it won't revive the dead who speak Arabic, but no longer need a visa or translation. And you, Zeina, what else can you do but whisper to these broken lines, speak, speak Arabic. I really don't like lecterns. I feel they, I don't know, limit the... But it's okay, I'll deal with this lectern. This is, I guess this is the poem that relates most to the theme of determination. This particular poem goes back in my childhood in Lebanon. I grew up in a city at the north of Lebanon called Tripoli, Lebanon, not Libya, during the Lebanese civil war. I think that teaches us about determination, if nothing else. This is called You Fixed It. And if the compass broke, you fixed it, fastened the pencil to it with a rubber band. And if there was no hot water, you fixed it, learned to sit on that plastic stool in the bathroom and count. And if it was too cold outside, you fixed it. And there was the smell of the burnt lemon on the brazier, or the click, click, click of the gas heater. And if you were bored, you fixed it, learned to cut paper and color the scraps, learned to write on the walls, and if you wrote on the walls, you fixed it. Scrubbed them with your mom who yelled at your big brother who, what on earth was he doing just watching? And if the TV blurred, you fixed it, adjusted the antenna to catch those Japanese cartoons translated into Arabic on the Syrian channel. And if you didn't have enough books, you fixed it, read that French-Arabic dictionary the size of your torso, stared at the words crépuscule and shafaq. And if you tripped on the missing tile, you fixed it. Learned to count your steps in the dark afternoon without electricity. And if there was no electricity, you fixed it. Gauged how dark it was by whether or not you could see your thumb. And if you couldn't see your thumb, you fixed it. Got the candle from under the sink. And if the sink was leaking, you fixed it. Tied the cloth to the pipe. And if the pipe burst, you fixed it. Pressed your palms against the hole in the wall until Mom called the grocer to call the butcher to call the plumber next to him. And if there was a hole in your sock, you fixed it. Learned to fold it under your big toe. And if your window shattered, you fixed it. Taped cardboard to the frame. And if someone died, you fixed it by telling stories about how crusty their lahm b'ajeen was. And if the lahm b'ajeen was too crusty, you fixed it by dipping it in the tahini. And if your sorrow hardened, you fixed it by dipping it in seawater. And if your country hardened, you fixed it by dipping it in song. Thank you. This is part of a very, very new project of mine called the Duets. And so I've already told you that my mother language is Arabic, but post-colonial education and coincidence led me to write in English, but I found myself returning to Arabic a little bit. And so I made up a form called the Duet, which is a bilingual poem. The idea, which I hope works, is that if you only read English, then you have an English poem in front of you. If you only read Arabic, then you have an Arabic poem in front of you. But if you're bilingual, then hopefully a third dimension will open up on the page from the dialogue and conversation between the two languages. This is a duet that is, I think, a love-hate poem for the Mediterranean Sea. And it's called Blue Azraq. نرى البحر ولا نراه إلا في المنام. A glimpse, a patch among the antennas. أو من بين الشرطان على الأسطح. How to brave this blue. لا بحر لنا هنا ولا قوة. Sometimes I forget the sea is this close. لنا حب قديم يريد أن يحفر لك في الإسمنت شاطئا. My love, I want to dig a beach for you out of this cement. لنا مطر محمل تارة بعطش الأرض وتارة بعفن الشارع. Oh, old faith and new. Oh, time of wells and time of satellite dishes. لنا الحر والرقص على ظهور المباني. قد نرى بقعة بحر من هناك. Are the fish still edible? Our nets are full of plastic and trash. لنا كأس تجري فينا كنبع صغير ننسج فيه سماء وغروبا ونجوما وتراتيلا. My parents threw me in the sea when I was 2. And I floated. They called me little fish. My parents trusted the sea more. إلهنا الأزرق لم نعد نعبده وما زلنا نحبه. Oh, blue God, we no longer worship but still love. لما لا نتذكر البحر إلا عندما تموت العصافير على الشرفات. Over breakfast, I had to convince a friend Beirut was still on the Mediterranean. لمن ندون أحلامنا كل صباح. Are you sure? He asked. Is it a deep, bluest blue? ما أجمل الموت بلا ضرائح. Yes, I said. No, I said. ارفعني على كتفيك قبل أن نحرق المدينة. Lift me on your shoulders roll in the tires, light them up. Oh, city we no longer love, but still worship. لقد أقسمنا أن نقلع عن عبادة هذه المدينة.